You know exactly what you should do, and you still simply just do not do it. Let me know if that sounds familiar because that's been me before. You can have the blueprint in front of you. You can have all the talent in the world, all the opportunity in the world, but for some reason, for whatever reason, whatever it is, you're still standing still. In the medical field, we use the word procrastination a lot, and that can be valid. And we maybe use the word or the phrase lack of discipline a lot, but there could be a lot, there could there could actually be something different and deeper going on. So one of the most frustrating experiences is watching yourself or ourselves get in our own way, blocking ourselves, telling ourselves that, you know what, it's going to be different. This time it's going to be different because you know what, I'm going to start, I'm going to do the thing, I'm going to have the conversation, I'm going to send the email, I'll launch, I'll start moving, I'll do something. Those are the thoughts we can have. But what happens? We don't move. We hesitate. We second guess. And we stay in the exact same position we were in. And it's not that we don't care or we don't have feelings toward the situation. We just don't do anything. And in fact, the things we care about the most, we struggle with the most. Why the heck is that? So I'm going to attempt to answer that question in this short video. So, ultimately, we could really misunderstand what's happening in ourselves through these moments when we're stuck and when we get in our own way. Self-sabotage, that's what we call it. We're making things harder for ourselves, but what if we're actually protecting ourselves in these situations? Think about that. Because every time we got to do something meaningful, it can take away from you. It puts us on Front Street. It makes us face sometimes our worst fears by doing things that feel risky or that feel difficult for us. We risk who we are, we risk our identity, we risk, failing, we risk, our identity, because we could be subject to a whole new set of expectations once we're successful or make that move. You can sacrifice everything, your relationships, your job, who you are, just to figure out whether something's possible or not, just to move. That's what's at stake. And our body can internally ask us a question that we may not have any idea to answer. Is this safe? But we don't know yet. Because again, that's what we're designed. Humans, our bodies are designed to protect us. Protection mode. But what truly can happen with this idea of always being protected and protecting us, but it can keep us stuck and it can keep us in a motionless state. And we tell ourselves, you know what, maybe tomorrow, I got to get more information. I got to wait for the right moment. I got to wait exactly for the moment that feels good. But telling ourselves to wait and not doing anything provides relief for us. And that's satisfying. And, that becomes an even greater challenge every time that we avoid that discomfort. And it reduces our anxiety because we don't have to face it. And the next time we're faced with a similar situation, we're sometimes forced to make the same decision because it feels good. And ultimately, the end result is that it keeps us small because we're safe and small. And, that internal voice, the self-critic, the internal critic comes and we can spiral. We can beat ourselves up. We tell ourselves we aren't worthy. It's a cycle, a vicious cycle. But really digging deep and understanding why you're not moving forward can give you new tools because you have new insight. And that's what this is all about. That's what I'm all about. So the next time you notice yourself hesitating on something important, here's what I want you to do. Don't ask yourself what's wrong with you. Don't ask yourself what's wrong with me. Ask yourself a different question. Ask yourself, what am I protecting by not doing something right now? Am I trying to protect myself from shame, rejection, being embarrassed, my reputation? Am I protecting myself from being disappointed? Am I protecting myself from wasting money? Whatever it is. Because if you get to the root cause there, your life can change because you can act. So you don't always have to talk down on yourself or misinterpret your own feelings because you'll have more insight and you begin to understand. And this insight gives you something that self-criticism never does. And that's a choice. It gives you a choice. And that's powerful. So here's something I want to encourage you to think about. Where in your life right now, if you had to kind of, do a self-audit, where are you blocking yourself right now? And by blocking yourself, what are you protecting by blocking yourself? Because that answer may reveal something to you that you've actually never considered before. And it can maybe reduce that critic in your head that's telling you you're lazy, defective, or not somebody that follows through. And, once you really get inside some of these answers, you can really re-engineer and rewire how you speak to yourself because you understand yourself more. And learning behaviors or unlearning behaviors is just as important as learning behaviors. This is not an overnight process. So if you do have the ability and you do have the courage to ask yourself these important questions that we get so busy in life not to be able to answer, and if you can take your time to self-reflect, I can almost guarantee you're going to find answers to some of these questions that you've never imagined. Because all it can take is one small decision at a time to really pursue meaningful change in your life. So if this resonated with you all even a little bit, subscribe to the channel. I'm Darren. Be well.